We often see people on X arguing over whether strategy or mindset matters more. The truth? You can't succeed without both. Take one away and everything falls apart. You have a great strategy but can only follow it half the time because you're too afraid to lose? That's a mindset problem. You stare at your charts for 12 hours straight, and by the end of the day, you're too exhausted to do anything else? That's a strategy problem. Today, I'll prove the right balance exists. A strategy so profitable you won't want to deviate from it, and so simple, just 15 minutes a day. You'll never want to trade another way. Stay tuned. Welcome to episode 22 of Trade with KC. Today, I'll show you everything you need to know about trading the SP 500 the No Nonsense Forex way. Here's the game plan. New market, new indicator, new backtesting tools, new risk management, new market. If you followed my content, you know we've already killed it in many markets. Forex, crypto, and now this new market. In this series, we'll be building on the same foundation used in other markets, using a combination of indicators. If you're new here, I highly recommend starting with episode 1. It'll make everything easier to follow. For the rest of us, let's dive into my favorite market, indices, or more specifically, the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is a list of the 500 biggest and most important companies in the US stock market, like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Instead of buying just one stock, the S&P lets you buy all 500 together. I like trading it because 1. It's highly liquid, one of the most traded indices in the world. 2. You don't get the crazy whipsaws you see in single stocks. A CEO change in one company won't move the whole index. 3. Most of the time, it trends really well. Even if a few names move in one direction, the rest can keep it going the other way. 4. Since it trends so well, it's relatively easy to build a profitable algorithm. All you need is the right indicators. New indicator. For the S&P 500, we're going to use an MT4 indicator called Absolute Strength Histogram. If you're familiar with VP's content, you've probably seen it before. I decided to go with this indicator because it's easy to read and has thousands of different combinations you can work with. Before we go download it, I want to share how this indicator works under the hood. So I asked ChatGPT to explain in simple terms, and here's what it said. The Absolute Strength Histogram measures market strength by comparing bullish and bearish pressure. It uses price data such as the close, high, and low of each candle, along with the exponential moving average. Then it calculates the strength of buyers and sellers separately. These strengths are shown in 2 different colors. When the bullish histogram is blue, buyers are stronger. When the bearish histogram is red, sellers are stronger. The crossing point when it switches color often signals a possible trend change. Think of it like a tug of war. The indicator shows which side, buyers or sellers, is pulling harder and by how much. Now that we know how it works, let's download it on NNFX Algo Tester.com. Once that's done, I'll meet you on MT4. Attach it to the S&P 500 chart, just leave the settings on default and click on OK. So again, when this turns red, it signals a possible trend change to the downside. When it turns blue, it suggests a potential move to the upside. If it's the same color as the previous candle, it simply means that the current trend is likely to continue. It doesn't get easier than this. Buy, sell, or stand. With the default settings, you may see periods with plenty of signals. If that period produces too many losing trades, you can increase the settings to reduce the number of signals. For example, during this 10-candle period, we had a total of 7 trades, and 6 of them were losers. But if we slow the indicator down, or in other words, smooth it out, by double-clicking and changing the smooth number to 10, we would instantly eliminate those 6 losses while still keeping the big win. I know, this is a cherry-picked situation, and the opposite can also be true. Sometimes smoothing it out too much can wipe out big winners as well. Which brings us to the $10 million question. So which settings work best with the S&P 500? Fast, slow, or speed limit? The only way to be sure is to backtest each setting individually, reviewing data from the past 5 years. You would have to backtest setting 9, 1, and then 10, 1, and then 11, 1, and so on. If you watched episode 7, you know it takes around 30 to 60 minutes to backtest one setting for 1 year. So backtesting 2020 to 2025 for 10 different combinations would take around 50 hours without sleep or breaks. Today, I plan on backtesting 1,000 combinations. Sounds impossible, right? What if I told you there's a way to do it automatically and at lightning speed? New tool. I don't think I've ever covered this tool directly. Back in episode 5, I shared AZN's YouTube channel, and if you watched it, you've probably seen it in action. If not, the tool I'm talking about is the expert advisor known as the NNFX Algo Tester. It was created by Rui Silva from Portugal. He developed a program that can backtest any pair using the NNFX rules we set, delivering accurate results in just seconds. Before we go over it, I want to clarify some things. First, I'm not going to show you how to download and install it. The entire website is dedicated to that. I'll leave the link to the installation guide below, as it's explained best by the creator. Next, this is a paid program. I'm on the basic plan, a one-time payment of 149 euros. And no, I'm not affiliated. I wish I was. The fact that I recommend it without making a cent should tell you how powerful this tool really is. A one-time fee for a tool I can use forever, fully automated backtesting 10,000 times faster than manual testing, and with zero human error. Who wouldn't grab that? That's the kind of deal I'd take every day of the week. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's set this beast. For those who bought the EA and want to follow along, here's what you need to do first so we can all start on the same page. Install it, and I'll meet you on MT4. Once installed, you will find it in your navigator in the Expert Advisor folder. Double-click on NNFX Algo Tester. Use the exact same settings. Check the box to enable alerts, allow live trading, allow DL imports, and allow the import of external experts. Now click on OK. Enter your email and your activation code and login. Go to the top and open Strategy Tester. You should see NNFX Algo Tester. If not, click on the arrow and find it. Next, we are going to use the symbol S and P500. If you can't find it, add it to your market watch and restart MT4. We're going to use the model Open Prices Only. Check the date box and select the range from January 1st, 2025 to today. Set period to daily. Set spread to 30. Check the optimization box. Now that's done, let's move to expert properties. This is where we'll set our indicators and rules. Without getting too technical, each row represents a setting. I'll skip most of them and focus only on the one we'll use today, in the software version section. We don't need to change anything here. In the indicator section, remove the baseline by setting it to none. Leave the main confirmation C1 set to Absolute Strength Histogram. The rest can remain as is. Go to Indicators Parameters. For main confirmation, C1. Go back to nnfxalgotester.com where you downloaded the indicator. Copy the settings here. What do these numbers mean? Simple. It's the code for the Absolute Strength Histogram. Let me show you. Paste the number here and add the indicator beside it. What do you notice? The numbers match. The only difference is they're displayed side by side instead of stacked. Today we're going to test 1,000 settings, and for that we only need to play with two settings, length and smooth. For length, we'll test values from 1 to 100. For smooth, from 1 to 10. Now, let's head back to the NNFX Algo Tester. Paste your hash code here. To backtest multiple settings, we're going to change length 9 to input underscore 1 and smooth 1 to input underscore 2. We can move on to the optimization input section. Check the box for input 1. Leave the starting value at 0. In the start field, enter 1. We'll begin testing from setting 1. In the step field, enter 1, meaning we'll test values one by one. In the stop field, enter 100. We will stop at 100. Now do the same for input 2. Again, leave the starting value at 0, set start to 1, set step to 1, but this time, set stop to 10. By combining these two inputs, the EA will automatically run 1,000 different backtests. Next, skip the candidate search and go straight to the entries rules section. Set standard entry to true. This means every time our indicator flips, the EA will register it as a trade. Set everything else to false, since we're not testing those today. Now, move to the general rules section. Set all options to false, except for C1 exit, which should remain true. This way, both entries and exits are controlled by the Absolute Strength Histogram. Next section, money management, which brings us to the last portion of the video. New risk management. I know I haven't posted much lately, but I think I've got a pretty solid excuse. I've spent the last few months deep in backtesting, running my favorite pairs and this new risk profile, and the results? Honestly, they blew me away. I'll break it all down in the next video. This topic really deserves its own one. Here's what you need to know for today. We're still using the ATR, just with slightly different targets. For Forex, as most of you already know, we use the ATR times 1 for take profit and ATR times 1.5 for stop loss. For crypto, we keep the same take profit but tighten the stop loss to ATR times 1.25. Now, here's the update. For the S&P 500 and any future pair, I'll be using ATR times 1 for both take profit and stop loss. An important note, the take profit is virtual. I don't enter it into the EA. Instead, on MT4, I just draw a horizontal line as a visual reference. And another change, I don't scale out half my trades anymore. I let the full 2% position run as long as the system allows it. Right now, there isn't an official way to backtest this setup in the NNFX Algo Tester, but this is the closest method I've found to simulate this new risk management approach. Let's go back to the tester. ATR multiplier for TP1, set it to 0. ATR multiplier for SL1, 1. ATR multiplier for TP2, 0. ATR multiplier for SL2, 1. Put stop loss to break even, true. Use trailing stop loss, true. We now use a trailing stop, but again, that will be for another video. Change first order risk percentage to 100. Skip the rest and go to report. Second, change on tester 1 WR totals all orders. For me, this setting is the most accurate for the win rate. Lastly, change stop on error to false, and we're done. Really soon we will know which combination gives us the best results. Click on OK and start. It's going to take a few minutes. While we're waiting, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Follow me on X for daily trading thoughts. Join the Discord for free signals and the latest updates. Go to the optimization results. The best result for the S&P 500 in 2025 is length input 1 at 22 and smooth input 2 at 3. Before diving into the results, while we're here, right-click anywhere and uncheck skip useless results if it's not already. We'll need this setting disabled for future backtests. Check this out. The combination 22 and 3 gave us a 41.76% return in less than 10 months. A 66% win rate with 3 trades taken. Do you even realize how insane that is for only one pair? In short, this is next level efficiency and results. In conclusion, after crushing it in Forex and crypto, we're adding another income stream to our arsenal. If you can make money with one market, imagine what's possible with 3. We've added a new backtesting tool to test any pair faster, plus a fresh risk management approach to squeeze out even more profit. There's no other YouTube channel that delivers this level of depth in quick 10-minute videos. If you've made it this far, congrats. You're one video closer to becoming a professional trader. If you want to go deeper, stick around as I share personal insights about trade with KC. If not, no worries. You can wrap it up here. Before you go, please, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. It really helps the channel. For the rest of us, I want to take a moment to talk about change. Some people see change as negative, but I see it as natural, even necessary. If your goal is improvement, then change is part of the process. You've probably noticed I make a lot of changes on this channel, from the name, the intro, the thumbnails, and now even the slides and a new risk profile. Every change has one purpose: to make the brand stronger in the long run. As a solo creator, I handle everything: editing, research, even customer service. People often tell me to delegate, but I genuinely enjoy learning all these skills. They're valuable beyond this channel too. Of course, doing it all myself means I'll make mistakes, but that's okay. I keep what works and change what doesn't. So thank you for sticking with me through all these changes. Your support, your questions, and your feedback are what push this channel forward. Together, we're building something traders can truly rely on. If you found value in today's video, give it a like. If you're ready to grow as a trader, subscribe. And if you want to stay ahead of the competition, hit the bell so you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next one. Let's work. Disclaimer: I'm not a licensed financial advisor. All content on this channel, including videos, tips, and signals, is for educational purposes only. Trading Forex, crypto, and indices involves a high level of risk and years of losses. Always do your own research and consult a licensed professional before making any trading decisions.